We're here at Copa, Virginia 2022 Richmond. We have the male gi brown masters division. We have Dylan Martin pulling guard here on the bottom in the blue gi. Tim Wallace on top in the black gi. And we have a pause from the ref.
I think because he's just checking to validate the names are correct, and they're in the correct locations. But this is the master lightweight under 168 division.
We have Tim standing up, starting to work some passing. Dylan doing a nice job keeping that De La Riva grip and climbing up with the gi grips. Hand in the pel. Tim starting to try to do a little step over pass. He's playing a really nice low base here and then shifting back and forth to bringing his hips in.
He's really utilizing Tim by like hanging on that collar and like pulling him into the guard and kind of getting him to respond the way he wants with those grips.
Using that grip to climb up into an omoplata, though. Tim's doing a nice job wading into it and does the classic roll-through escape and follows it up really nicely with the knee pinch grips. Starting to try to pressure into pass here. That was a really nice chain of events from Tim there.
Yeah, and it was really hard for Dylan to try to get into a better position from him rolling through. Because he did roll through pretty quickly, had the correct grips to come up, and then begin his pass.
It's a beautiful transition from a nice defensive escape there into some offense from Tim. Reset to the center of the mat. It's a kind of a tough spot to reset because we had some good pressure coming in from Tim. So, and we're back to the action. Tim on top, collapsing some butterflies that Dylan has on the bottom. And now we see Tim moving back into the style of passing that he was using before, sort of that low base passing, maybe moving into headquarters a little bit. Dylan working up into that omoplata again.
And this time he capitalizes and comes all the way up on top from that. And then he dances around him and gets a back take.
Really beautiful work from Dylan on top, securing that turtle position. Gets him an ad and 2 for the sweep, I believe. No, not 2 for the sweep. Yeah, 2 for the sweep. 2 for the sweep.
2 for the sweep, and now 4 for the back control.
Dylan's able to get the second hook in for the back control. Starting to attack chokes here.
Yeah. It looks like he might be trying to set up maybe a bow and arrow choke. I don't know. Whenever somebody has a foot on the hip like that and the other foot across the waist, that's kind of what I assume that they're trying to
It's a good sign that the bow and arrows come in.
And Tim does a really good job getting back, twisting his body back around and getting into full guard of Dylan.
Down 6 points for Tim right now, though. It's a tough number to come back from, but it's doable.
There's still almost 6 minutes left in the match, so they have time to work. And Tim is now trying those the grips on his lapels, and he was pressuring in. Now he is trying to pass by standing, getting rid of the hooks, and trying to fight that really good guard that Dylan has established.
Dylan back up to that collar sleeve grip that he's been using to sort of climb up onto Tim whenever Tim stands high. And that's what he used twice to move into that omoplata. The second time capitalizing on it, using the omoplata as a sweep. Now we see Tim sort of reacting to that and dropping his weight back down, staying heavy in the hips, probably to try to prevent that same thing from happening again. Dylan doing a nice job staying really disruptive with his feet, though. And that can be really challenging for Tim to deal with if he's trying to set up a pass. You have to sort of deal with that first layer of those feet constantly moving in and out of your body.
He's also pushing away from him and hanging on him the entire time, kind of forcing him to come in. He then grabs that on the plata again.
It's the third time we've seen that today.
Yeah. It's
following it up again, same as we saw last time.
Same as we saw before with the sweep to the back.
Really beautiful work. Tried to bolo there for a quick second and then got stunted on it.
Yeah, we have Tim coming back up to top position. He gets that 2 for that sweep because...
Yep. So Dylan rolled into the bolo, and Tim was able to block it by pressuring onto the leg.
And then come up, which then caused him to sweep himself in theory. But then we see Dylan grab a triangle now. It's a pretty deep triangle.
It is pretty deep. Dylan's working on getting the angle set for it. He's still a little bit over the shoulder blade with that top leg, and you can certainly finish a triangle with your shin on top of the shoulder blade, but there he goes. Yeah. Moving to get that angle, trying to get the shin across the shoulders instead of a little bit on the shoulder blade, and he's able to finish it with it. Really nice work from Dylan there. Beautiful guard play. Stayed really disruptive with his feet and was able to execute 3 separate omoplatas, 2 resulting in sweeps, and then finally finish with a triangle.
Yeah.
And we'll see these 2 in 2 more matches. This is a best of 3 division for these 2.
Yep. For Guy, male, up round, master, under 168 lightweight.
That was a sick plata escape, though.